Hello, and welcome back to the third episode of my full story Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Hopefully the microphone should still be working, so we're going to continue where we left off. Now, in our last file we had, finished the last 3 shrines on the Great Plateau. So we have everything we need in order to obtain a paraglider and get off this rock. However, there's still one problem. And that is that we don't have it yet. We just need to go get that. It's not much of a problem, actually. I talk sometimes. I sometimes talk weird things when I don't know what to. But, anyways, the old man told us that we would meet him at this spot in between all of these shrines. And that would appear to be right here. So, we're gonna head there now, and we're gonna teleport to the Shrine of Resurrection so we can get there a bit faster. And this is the first fast travel of the game. Fast traveling is pretty helpful, because this is the biggest world map in a Zelda game as of so far. So it's really helpful to be able to cross it easier. Yeah, there's a way you can use a shield to bounce up on top of that without climbing. So, I was trying for that, but I don't know how to do that. So, we're gonna head out here. As before, we're gonna head down this path. Oh, have I seriously not collected apples before? That's odd. Usually I've got like 60 of those. Or more. Gonna hop on in. Swim across. Grab this rip-off Master Sword, or not, because we don't have enough room for any more melee weapons, apparently. What we're gonna do is we're going to blow up this part, because it's blow-upable and I want the stuff. And just like that, we've got ourselves an opal. And those gems aren't very useful for anything early game, but after we get off the plateau, we can sell them for extra money. And here we are at the Temple of Time. Now, fun fact, the music of this area is actually the original Temple of Time themes. Slowed down. We're gonna search these guardians. Get some springs and the like. Oh, there's a bokoblin. Yep, that's him. spears can deal a lot of damage really quickly. Compared to other items of their tier. We're smashing the pots as tradition requires. Getting another bow. Hey look, it's Ocarina of Time all over again. Except I'm pretty sure I couldn't use a spear in Ocarina of Time. And here is a statue of everyone's favorite goddess, Hylia. We're gonna pray. Because unlike some religions, praying is actually useful. Because we can trade in the spirit orbs we get from shrines for heart containers or stamina vessels. So spirit orbs act kind of like pieces of heart in this game. So, what do you think? I like having heart containers for a little while. So we're gonna get another heart container. But after we've got a few of these, we're gonna work on stamina. And now, we have another heart. And that consumed our spirit orbs and allowed us to get 4 hearts. And it's the old man. How'd you get up there? And so, normally it would be super hard to get up here, right? Because it's a really tall temple and it's hard to climb that far. Unless you find this ladder. Now, I'm not sure why there's a ladder just on the side of, like, this game's equivalent of, like, a church. But, it's game design, it's helpful. This roof somehow doesn't collapse under our weight, so we can climb up. And be careful not to fall into the temple. Now we just walk across this. Hey, convenient, there's a little staircase. Hi, old man. Oh, cutscene!
Well done there, young one.
He has a voice actor? He's gotta be an important character.
To show you who I truly am.
I won't skip this cutscene even though I usually do.
I was the last leader of Hyrule. A kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, lo, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away, using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining.
Magic missile! Oop. Poof.
He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the divine beasts, and turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, bravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
Bing bong, bing bong.
That princess was my own daughter.
Well, obviously, you're the king, so she's the princess.
And the courageous
Obviously,
knight
also
who
Zelda.
protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link.
Nice.
You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon.
His teeth are like a solid block.
Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point.
Tell that to the speedrunners.
I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Item get! And we finished the main quest. Well, he was a ghost of the King of Hyrule. Why do all of the kings of Hyrule have weird names? But anyways, there's a chest, and I like chests. Hey, yay. An even better bow, man, that's a lot better than our bow. But now we have the paraglider. It's like the sailcloth in Skyward Sword, but more suited to like open world exploration. And if you press jump while you're midair, you can glide. And as long as you've got enough stamina, you can basically negate fall damage. Fact, because this is a video game, if you jump off a huge cliff and you paraglide right as you're about to land, you can just like not take any damage entirely. Oh, we're also going to avoid that because that's where the giant laser robots live. But it also covers a lot of ground, see? We've gotten quite far from the Temple of Time. And now, with that done, we can head down in to Hyrule Kingdom. And this is where enemies start getting tougher. Like, you see this big, thick guy? Gonna sneak up on him ever so carefully. And we're gonna poke him in the bum. Yeah, if you hit an enemy while you're sneaking and they haven't noticed you, you can do a lot of damage. But he's got a big stick, so we're gonna avoid that. We're gonna poke him till he dies. And that was a moblin. You know, moblins. Big ol' horn. We're not gonna take that because we don't have enough inventory space for weapons. And then we're gonna head down and follow this path past the dueling peaks, and we're gonna make our way to Kakariko Village, like the old king said we should, which is over here. And yeah, suddenly Hyrule is a lot larger. And you can zoom in down this far. Up, up, up. And that is a ways away. We can make it. The little grid box system for the map is nice. I wonder if that's like oh, that's a lot of things. Oh, you guys. And we broke our weapon, so we're gonna take this weapon. Ouch! Dumb bats. And that's that combat. Not perfect, but we got some key swings. Yeah, we got all the enemies. We got Keese, we got Moblins. Ooh, there's another Moblin. And since we're not exactly gonna be sneaking up on this one, we might as well make it explode! With explosives! Right now, remote bombs are the only rune that's really useful in combat. But later on, you can upgrade stasis to also work on monsters, and that makes it a lot more useful. Smash that. Let's grab this Boko Bat, because I like two-handed weapons. Speaking of which, we should use our worst weapon first. We'll grab this big old battle axe. Might as well carry a bomb around, too. Oh! See? That'll be necessary! Now that weapon is really dangerous. Also, that was really, ouch. That hurt quite a lot. We're gonna eat some meat. Explode! Yes, explode! Die! 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 Throw our axe at him. That was that. Also not an ideal combat. We also don't have a lot of food, so I should probably be a little more careful when I'm fighting. But now we get our first shrine that's not on the plateau. And also we can find ore. And we can break them with like big clubbing weapons. Any clubbing weapon really works on ore. Oh. Open this shrine. We'll go do this. Now this shrine has a chest that's really annoying to get, so I'm not gonna get it, but I'll show you where it is so you can try to get it if you want. And this shrine is a paragliding tutorial, and it teaches you about wind. So wind makes you get pushed in the direction that it's blowing when you're paragliding. And it also affects some thrown items, see? That went quite a lot further than it usually would. And we get to go quite a lot farther than we usually would with wind. If you line up your wind right when you're paragliding, you can get super far. But there is the chest. And that is super annoying to get. So we're just going to avoid that. And not go for it. You could probably glide down here if not for the wind. But we're just gonna get this monk. That was a pretty easy shrine. A lot shorter than the other plateau shrines. Now, spirit orbs heal us all up, which is handy. And that's an important archery tip. If you shoot your bow mid-air, then you'll stop time briefly and it'll... Oh, we also get the DLC side quests, because I have the DLC. And those are for all sorts of, like, reference items. La la la. Twilight Relic. Phantasma. Oh, see, here's a guy. Funny thing about this guy, if you stand on here, he's like, no, don't jump off the bridge. And he tells us not to jump off the bridge. Idiot. If I see a bridge, I'm jumping off it. Oh. Also Octo Rocks. And those guys are usually too far away for you to smack them with your sword, so you shoot them with a bow. And they're really annoying because they seem to be in like just about every body of water in this game. And also these Stolfos things are everywhere. So we're just gonna take care of those guys. We're gonna grab a goblin arm actually, because that's a weapon. And you see this goat? He's running away. Ah, pathetic. Magnesis can actually be used in combat too, though, if you're smart about it. Like, you see this guy? We just smacked him with our metal crate and shot him in the face, so he's dead now. But suddenly we get some rupees. And also the crab that was just there, I guess. Oh, they're throwing rocks. And just like that, advanced gamer technique. If you dodge at just the right moment, you can flurry rush. And that lets you... Oh, God, where were all these rocks coming from? And we get a monster chest. Grab this big old bat. And these crabs. Oh, and these red rupees. Because we got money now. We're rich. I find it strange that these big old crates only have like a couple rupees in them and sometimes like apples or an arrow. Like those big crates just had nuts in them. That's weird. But we'll claim our reward. Nice. Chest. And that over there is the next tower we have to get. So we might as well cross the river here. Go and get that. Oh, but silly me, I'm forgetting something. That's a fast-moving river. And we don't have great stamina. So we're going to take the ice blocks. And Link's going to use his diving jump because it's the way this game works. And since you can only have 3 ice blocks at a time, the ones behind us are breaking. That's no problem because we don't need them. Now we're just gonna head over and get this other tower. Now, fun thing is, the more stamina you have, the faster it regenerates. Slime! Choo-choo! Choo-choos! Man, this game's choo-choos are quite different from other ones. Just gonna head over here. Ooh, nasty, there's a big skull rock. We're going to go behind this, because I don't really want to go through another combat with a bunch of blue goblins. Just gonna be very, very quiet. Make sure they don't notice us. This guy noticed us. And just knock him off that cliff. Oh, there were more guys up here. Oh, jeez, they're everywhere. Oh, explode! God, these guys are... No, you know what? No, I don't want to fight you. No, no, I don't want to fight. You know what? Nope. We're getting out of here. And we're going to the Dueling Peaks Tower. I'm gonna eat a little bit, because... We're gonna climb this tower quickly. But after we do that, that'll be this episode. You got a paraglider. We're climbing a tower. So. Almost at the top. Unlike the first tower, which you could just stand there and it zooped out of the sky, you have to actually climb this one. Like, who would have thunk, eh? And you can't climb most of this ancient material, but this stuff has, like, nice lattice for us to climb up. And that's activated. Got a nice tower. Blink. And we got a new area. And we also get the Sheikah sensor, which lets us find shrines. And that'll make a little beep sound when we're near a shrine. And there's also a shrine nearby. But that is going to be all the time we have for today. We've made some progress. Not a lot, but we've made progress. And I'm going to see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.